Yeah, here he is, the hostess with the mostest. He is the one that's the trucker's favorite in the United States of America. Let's give a big hand for Troy from Talk CDL.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right. Now that we got that over with, how's everybody doing out there in Talk CDL land or trucker land? Last couple of days have been kind of treacherous out there in trucking, and I got to be honest with you, it's just been like driving me up a wall every time I see these pileups. And now Fort Worth, Texas drivers, come on! Are you serious? You don't think you need a CB? How many more of you guys need to have your face crunched up against the windshield or your truck wiped out or your career gone before you say, you know what, screw this. We got to get back to the old time way of doing things, man. Because, listen, I know there's a big quarrel between, oldies and newbies and all their crap. But the one thing you got to give it to those oldies, they didn't have near the record pileups this generation's having. And it's not just this generation. Listen, guys, this is the era of the cell phone. I mean, come on, let's be honest with each other. It's the cell phone. Seriously, how many people sit there thinking, all you got to do is drive with caution. All you got to do is drive with caution. And you sit there and you're talking to your old lady on the cell phone or you're listening to your music because you really believe that nothing's going to happen to you. And I'm going to tell you right now, every one of those drivers in Fort Worth that wrecked, every one of those drivers, for sure, 1 billion% thought the same thing. Just use caution. I'm going to tell you something. Black ice is nothing to mess with. Now it was very bad, very dangerous, and I'm really sorry it all happened. But don't you think when you look at that video how fast they just slid right into that pile? Don't you think if they would have heard something on the CB a mile back where it was drier road, they said it was the elevated bridges and roads that froze up like that. Don't you think that some of those drivers would have went, whoa, I better back out, man. I'm hearing all that crazy stuff up ahead. But instead, I'm on the cell phone with my old lady. I'm not saying they were, but I'm telling you, you truck drivers out there that don't think you have to have a CB. Well, guess what? You're playing with fire. You're playing with your life. You're playing with your job, and you're playing with other people's lives. It's just a fact. I get it. It's more fun to go down the road and FaceTime your old lady, or sit there talking to your wife or for a friend on the cell phone on your Bluetooth. Helps pass the time away. I'm telling you, when I was a driver, obviously that was back in the day when cell phones didn't exist. And a lot of you truck drivers out there right now, I know a lot of you guys, you have CBs and now you think you don't need them. Honestly, I'm telling you, it's coming for you. It's coming for you. When you think you're safe, that's when it hits you. Guys, gals, invest in a CB radio. Guys, gals, start educating each other. Start educating the drivers coming up. You drivers that used to have CBs that now you don't, educate yourselves. You know what? And every one of you out there that use the excuse, oh, there's too much cussing on the radio. Come on, man. You'd have to leave the world to not hear people cursing. All right? Yeah, there's a bunch of idiots on the CB. I know that. I know all about the good buddies and the morons that want to pick fights and all that stuff. But you want to know something? You don't have to even pay attention to that. You can adjust your CB that only the immediate people within the next half a mile to mile hear you and you hear them. I'm serious. You can do that with your squelch and your gain. That's exactly what that's for on your CB, guys and gals. You can still be on. Listen to this. I want to tell you guys something. This is instead of me bitching, let me help you out for a second. You can legitimately have your CB turned on to where you can't hear the squelch. You can set it if you have a decent CB, and you can have your parrot or your Bluetooth in your ear, and you can be talking to your wife. But guess what? As soon as something comes on that radio, hey, there's a wreck up ahead. Hey, there's ice up ahead. Hey, there's something going on up ahead. Hey, back out of it. Hammer lane, get out of the hammer. All that crap. Guess what? You'll hear it. You don't have to. You can still be on the cell phone with your old lady. You can still be on the cell phone with your buddy at home. You can still be listening to your old-time rock and roll music. You can do all that crap. But guess what you can't do? You can't put the pieces back together Okay, when it's bad enough, like Fort Worth. Some of those guys lost their lives. Some of those guys probably never going to work again as far as a truck driver goes. You go into one of those crashes, you're lucky if you ever get back in a vehicle again after that nightmare. It was a nightmare just for us watching that. That was a horrible sight. And I know some of you guys out there flipping me the finger, laughing, going, oh, I've got 25 years behind the semi-truck, and I never had an accident because I just take my caution. Well, I'm telling you, every day somebody wipes out because they don't have a CB. You guys are losing the one thing that truckers, the code, man. You guys are losing the trucker code. There's still a good amount of people out there that have CBs. But, guys, I'm telling you, spread the word. Get the freaking CB. I'm telling you, I'm going to harp on this crap until you turn me off or you get a damn CB. I'm telling you that right now. Do you know how many drivers out there right now, you still have winter left. Do you know how many drivers are going to wreck just before the end of this winter because they don't have a CB? I'm serious. It might be one of you guys listening to me. It might be. I know a lot of you guys have written into us and said, hey, Troy, thank you. Thank you. I got a CB, and it really does help. I'm really glad, and more people are starting to use it. All you young guys out there, there's no app that can save you. There's no warning like the CB. The CB is, you press a button and you say, hey, guys, back out of it. There's ice. It's slick. It's snowy. And you guys watch each other's back. That's what the CB's designed for. Bear traps, speeding traps, DOT traps, ice, accidents. Gator. You know what a gator is? Half of you guys probably don't even know what a gator is. CB talk. All it is a blown tire that's on the road. Get out of the hammer lane. There's a gator in the road. Who wants to have that wrapped around their tire and maybe blow their tire? There's something in the road. There's an object. Hey, one time I was coming into Chicago. I'm serious about this. I was coming into Chicago. I'm on 80, right? We're coming across 80. And all of a sudden, we're up near Steel City there, up near Gary, Indiana. I'm not even into Illinois yet. And all of a sudden, somebody comes on the CB and they go, hey, somebody just lost their tandems. I'm serious, man. I couldn't believe it. All of a sudden, I look ahead in the hammer lane, sitting just right in the hammer lane. Guess what it was? It was somebody's tandem axles came right off their trailer. Imagine if I would have hit that. Imagine if somebody else would have hit that. Imagine how destroyed that. It could have killed somebody in a car. Could have killed somebody in a tractor trailer. But because of the CB, most of us knew there was something in the middle of that road. And I'm telling you, if you guys want to keep using excuses not to get a CB really should be mandatory and part of your job. I'm actually surprised that DOT hasn't done studies on these pileups over the last 5 to 8 years. You just look it up on Wikipedia and look at the amount of pileups in each year. It's insane. All because people aren't being communicated with. I mean, I've seen this Fort Worth video and it was insane. I've seen on the blog a lot of people saying, oh yeah, man, well, Fort Worth should have been putting out warnings. But you know what? They didn't. But truckers could have warned truckers. And listen, I'm going to tell you something. Most of us used to run around with CBs in our car just because we wanted to know what's going on. You don't see them. You don't see anybody with a CB antenna on their car anymore or on their pickup truck. It's sad. It really is, because people just don't communicate. I'm telling you, we got more technology, but yet we have more problems. Isn't that something? All this high-tech stuff, and we actually have more issues out there on the road. You'd think the roads would get safer, but they are not getting safer. You know why? 100% because people are not communicating. That CB radio will save your life. I'm telling you. It will help you know what's up ahead. Do you think those guys would have slowed down if they would have known? Absolutely. Every one of you seen that video in Fort Worth? Absolutely. What did they do? They didn't even hesitate. They were just rolling along. Why? Because they knew nothing was ahead. They didn't know a mile back that something happened to them. They didn't know. And people were saying, you know what, a mile or two back, the roads were dry. It was just dry. Now, granted, somebody's going to wreck before a warning comes out. I understand that. When all of a sudden you hit black ice, there is no warning at that point. But I think it was 100 trucks or 100 vehicles in that pileup. Just imagine, maybe that could have been slowed down to a 5, 10 a vehicle pileup. But guess what? It wasn't. So this is my message to you guys. Get a CB. Get a CB. Get a CB. Citizens Band Radio. Get one today. And get a decent one. Get a Cobra 29 or a Uniden. That's what I always had, a Uniden. You know, if it was like the equivalency, I think, of the 145. You can go big and get a Galaxy. There's all kind of stuff. You can step up to the plate and spend lots of money to where you can walk and talk for 15, 20 miles or 5 miles and be the loud guy. Or you can just get a nice, decent CB and get it peaked and tuned. It costs a couple dollars. And all they do is solder a few wires together at the back of that CB, and it gives it a boost to where people can hear you and you can hear them. Get yourself a CB, make sure you have good coax, okay, and a good whip antenna, and also get an external speaker. You know, it's nice to have a little extra, speaker or have it hooked into your speakers in your vehicle. That way you have very clear audio coming into your ears. But I'm telling you, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And you guys, it's going to keep happening. It is, and it's coming for you. I mean, I seen it. What's funny is I seen on the blog where I seen a couple of guys with experience going, yep, 25 years, not an accident. I guess I got skills. Well, you got luck, okay? You got luck, buddy. You got it. Trust me. Because there's situations that nobody can get out of if they come up on something at the last second, okay? Around a curve, coming down a mountain, whatever the case is, there's certain things that happen that if you would have known, boom. And guess what? You guys that made it 25 years, I'm happy for you. Happy for those guys that made it for a long, long time. Absolutely, I'm happy for you. But guess what? There's a lot of guys that were just as good of a driver as you, had the same skills and maybe even better. But guess what? Luck as you have it. They were coming around a turn and there was something on the road or some ice or snow or something they didn't know about. Because why? Because they weren't warned, okay? You got lucky and they got unlucky. And I'm telling you, it's just that simple. So you can keep bragging all you want. Just remember one thing. Sometimes it comes back to bite you in the ass. Now, I'm telling you, that's all I'm going to say for now. When I come back on again, I guarantee you I'll be talking this same smack because, guys, I care about you. I really do. You know what? Raised in this trucking industry, raised as a little kid, honestly, in a cab over at my grandfather, bouncing up and down the road, going down the highway while he drove. Seriously, was terrified laying in that bunk 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up and you see the traffic going flying by and you're so little, you're just bouncing around. And you know what? I learned to live it. I learned to love it. And I'll tell you something my grandfather taught me was safety. He was a very safe driver, okay? And he always had a CB. He always had that CB on. He knew exactly what he wanted to hear, okay? And that was what's up ahead. What's up ahead? You know, what's up ahead is more important than, hey, baby, how you doing? Remember that. What's up, driver, what's back there behind you? That's more important that you know that than, hey, baby, how's your day going? Trust me. I'm serious. Hey, baby, how's your day going? Ain't that important. And you can tell your old lady to call me. And I'll tell her she's not that important. Because you know what? If we keep playing without CB, she might not see you again. Now, that's just the fact of the matter. So guess what, guys? I'm getting sick and tired of the pileups from professional drivers, the industry that I've come to love, the industry that I've come to know so well. It's like, oh my gosh, this is really an epidemic. This isn't even a joking matter anymore. And it's happening to good drivers. It's not happening to drivers that are bad drivers. It's happening to drivers that you don't just, some of these companies that are wrecking, those guys, I know what their hiring criteria looks like. And they don't hire just second-rate crap drivers. I'm telling you, it's good drivers along with bad drivers that are getting into these pileups. Guys, I'm going to just say my last few words here. You need a CB. You need a CB. You need a CB. I really hope, and I actually pray. I pray for all the victims in that accident. I pray for anybody that's going to be meeting their doom this year in a tractor trailer or getting into a bad wreck. I mean this sincerely. A CB can help you guys so much. It's unbelievable. And I could tell you, we could have 10,000 guests on this show. And I will guarantee you 9,950 of them would tell you how much the CB did save them on very much occasions. I could name several times that without that CB, I probably would have maybe come around a turn and whacked something or had to swerve or cut the wheel. And who knows what would have happened. All I'm saying, guys, is get a CB. Get a CB. Troy, out. Thank you very much. Praise the Lord.
And now it's time. He's back. He's bad, and he's still the same old clown. Johnny Acid interview coming right at you. That's up next.
This week on Talk CDL, we sat down and interviewed the notorious Johnny Acid. He's back. That's right. Johnny's back, and he's now a truck driver living in Pennsylvania, hauling a milk tanker for a bunch of farmers. We caught up with Johnny. Please, if your ears are sensitive, turn this interview off. Johnny is still Johnny, but he is back.
What are you doing?
Johnny Acid, you're on the air.
Huh? Hey.
Can you hear me, Johnny Acid?
Yeah.
Listen, Johnny Acid, I thought I'd give you a call. You were probably working in that I hear there's a big snowstorm up north.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm in it right now. I'm stuck. I'm trying to get unstuck.
So, Johnny Acid, you're actually stuck for real? You're like Woody on the side of the road?
Don't you hear me beeping?
Is that you?
That's me beeping, yeah. I've got my interlock on. I'm trying to get this thing back.
What a good time to call. You're actually on Talk CDL today. Hey,
that's great.
Yeah, I just figured
Trucks are everywhere. They're stacked up like dominoes.
What's stacked up like dominoes, Johnny Acid?
Oh my God. It's a freaking mess out there.
Really? Where are you at? Are you on,
Guess where I got stuck?
Where?
At the freaking yard.
Oh.
I got stuck at the yard.
The farm.
I made it the whole way back, and then I get stuck on the yard.
Wow. So you're done for the day, but you're not.
Well, actually, there's a guy plowing, so he moved some snow around for me, and I just backed in. So I'm actually logging out as we speak, and he's plowing behind my car so I can get out.
Right. So what's stuck, your truck or your car?
The truck? I've got 50,000 pounds in the tank, too. You think I wouldn't be stuck?
Johnny Acid, I haven't even played our first tape since you're back on the air. But Johnny Acid is a milk hauler. He's a tractor-trailer trucker, something Johnny Acid wasn't when he was previously on the show. He's now a trucker, and it's the big storm up north. Johnny Acid, you've driven in snow before. You've been driving now, what, about a year and a half in your truck?
Yeah, but I've never driven in crap like this before.
How bad is it? Like, how deep is it?
It's bad, and it's coming down. It's nonstop.
I'm hearing 17 inches coming down.
Yeah. In fact, I'm getting out of the truck and getting the hell out of here because I don't even know if I can make it home.
Yeah, I mean,
you see my car? It's that little yellow toaster, the freaking yellow Kia Soul. Like, how the hell am I gonna get home with that thing?
Johnny Acid drives a tractor trailer in the day and a Kia Soul at night.
Yes.
He's a real man.
It's like the gayest vehicle in the world.
Tell him.
Not that there's anything wrong with gay.
Why would you say that, Johnny Acid?
Well, we have to keep the show politically correct. We don't want to offend any of those gay truckers out there.
Johnny, you're back and same as ever.
Why don't you work for Swift?
No, Johnny, listen. Your Kia Soul, stay on that for a second. What color is it? Tell everybody.
It's banana yellow.
All right.
Yeah, it's like banana yellow.
All right. So tell everybody you're driving a tanker. Now you are pulling. You're in a day cab, right, Johnny? You don't have a sleeper. You're not like a real man. You don't have a real trucker's job. You have one of them day cab jobs, right? Be honest.
Well, see, I disagree because I pick up milk at farms and it's pretty treacherous. And I drive a 10-speed, so I'd say I'm a man.
Hey, I got to be honest.
I'm driving some sissy Volvo around, automatic. I mean, it's a man's truck.
if we're being,
It's a Mac. I'm not sure what you're implying. It's got a bulldog on the front.
And
What's
they
more manly than that?
yeah, that's true. It's a Mac stick, and it's a 10-speed Mac. That's pretty incredible. So, Johnny Acid, you surprised me because, most guys today are in automatics, especially new truck drivers. You're driving a year and a half and you don't have a restriction. And I'm not making fun of the guys. Listen, let's be honest. And I don't think you would make fun of these guys either. These guys that have automatic restriction on their CDL. I mean, seriously, these schools are teaching these guys in automatics. They're not teaching these guys and testing them on stick shifts, on manuals. And so these are men that come into the industry, right? And they absolutely.
Okay, thanks. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who was that?
Someone's helping me get out.
Johnny, who was that?
It's a nice lady who's shoveling around my car.
Yeah. So Johnny Acid.
There's a guy with a snowplow.
So Johnny Acid.
To your question, yes, I would make fun of them. They're sissies.
So, but you sit and let a woman shovel your car out while you're in your truck, Johnny. Come on. Get out, get the shovel off her, you
I'm not
pansy.
stupid.
All right.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, so going back to these guys that have automatic restrictions, I mean, it really isn't their fault. 90% of these schools are turning these guys out to be automatic drivers only.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Yeah. So, what are you doing? I hear noise.
I'm shoveling snow.
I thought you had the chick doing it.
I have the chick. She can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Don't tell her who I am.
Oh, my God. We're both shoveling. We're shoveling around my car.
Yeah.
So I can get out of here.
Okay. I wanted to call you while you were trucking through this sleet. And is it sleeting or is it snowing?
And I'm telling you, it was bad. There's trucks everywhere. And I mean everywhere. All my buddies that are out picking up milk today are stuck.
What about, were you on Interstate 78 today?
No.
Okay. So were you on 22?
Yep.
Oh, and you got rigs, anybody flipped upside down or in the ditch, jackknife?
No, but they're starting to restrict everything now. Like if you don't have chains on board, you're not supposed to go anywhere. If you're empty, don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Do you have chains in your truck, Johnny Acid?
I do, but I don't know how to use them.
Well, I was going to say you'd have to get that woman, that's shoveling your car out, and maybe
to show me how to chain up.
Let her chain. No, she would do the chaining for you, Johnny Acid. You know that.
Well, I told her.
The front.
What's that?
You were trying getting it out.
I can definitely get it. I'm a trucker.
John,
My car is out.
Johnny,
It's a Kia Soul. It's like
Good? No?
there goes there
it
goes
actually
that.
sucks in the snow.
There goes that. Yeah, what kind of ride you got? A Kia Soul. All right. Hey, I got a hair appointment. I got to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Johnny Acid fails again. Johnny, you're on the show right now, right? I mean, I did make that clear, right?
Yeah, you mentioned that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, tell us more about this storm, Johnny. Did you see any wrecks? Anything exciting today?
Oh yeah, there's wrecks all over the place. Mainly, it's just cars that went off the road. I'm actually on a talk show right now, a trucker talk show. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've got this little collar here so I can talk.
Right. My family, I come from a family of truckers.
We come from a family of truckers.
Listen to this. The audience is going, "What the hell are they doing?" So Johnny, tell us more about this storm.
It's the worst one.
You already-
It's the worst one I've ever seen.
Johnny-
I've never seen a storm this bad.
Yeah,
ever.
you might as well forget her. You already lost her respect when you said yellow Kia Soul. I mean, as soon as she knew it was yours, that was it.
Yeah.
You're like-
Well, they're still kind enough to help me get out. So.
Right, exactly. So go ahead. So it's the worst storm you ever seen. How deep is it right now?
I'd say we have. What do we have? About 18 inches on the ground.
It's up to here on me.
It's about a foot.
No.
It's got to be like a foot and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
There's like 18 inches of snow.
That's something.
That's the new snow.
That's the new snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't include the old snow.
Wow.
Nope, the prior.
Well, here we go.
See, this is
Keep me on the air because I'm probably going to go off the road into the snowbank. And I'm sure you're going to want that on the show.
Did you ever get a dash cam like I told you to?
No, never did.
I think I did.
I will, though. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I will wait to see if you can help.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get out.
Maybe she could push you out with her hands, Johnny.
She probably could.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough for me.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
So Johnny,
Here we go.
18 inches of snow, trucks everywhere. Pennsylvania starting to shut down the roads.
Oh my God.
Are you getting out or what? This is like
I'm front-wheel drive. This thing's not even a man's vehicle.
I feel like a Cheech and Chong show.
It's front-wheel drive. I can't. If I make it home, it's gonna be a miracle.
Oh yeah, okay. I feel like a Cheech and Chong show. Cheech and Chong show right now, Johnny Acid.
The Cheech and Chong show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know.
Are you moving? Are you actually in motion, or are you still stuck?
I'm in motion, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen when I get up here because I have to actually plow my toaster through a snowbank.
Yeah, and that's what a Kia Soul really is a toaster.
Yeah, it really is a toaster. Whoa. Okay, I'm good.
So where's your wife at today? Is she at home or is she working?
No, she's at home.
Yeah.
She better be cooking, cleaning, and doing the wash, or she'll be beaten when I get home.
Like a woman should. Is that what you're saying?
Unless they're a truck driver.
Yeah.
I don't want to offend any female truck drivers.
Yeah, they'll smack you.
There are cars off the road everywhere. People trying to push them out.
Well.
Oh my God. I've never seen it this bad, ever. Ever. The roads aren't even plowed.
Johnny,
It's horrible.
Johnny, you just lived the last 15 years in Florida. You're back in Pennsylvania here.
I know. You know what? I hate Pennsylvania. I want to move back to Florida. I'm going to be down there before you know it. I can't deal with this snow. It sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Johnny, what do you got for me this week? You see anything interesting in trucking? Anything at all? Did you see anything good? Anything bad?
I've seen a lot today. I can tell you that.
Yeah, what'd you say?
There was a let's see. There was an empty dart truck, 53 foot, who decided to go up a big hill, and since he was empty, he didn't make it. Get the hell out of my way, kid. Really? Effing kid on a bicycle.
Johnny, don't hit the bicycle kid.
Oh my God. He's right in the middle of the street. What an idiot.
Johnny.
A-hole. Move.
Johnny, settle down. You need a dash cam.
He's like 7. I'm yelling at him.
He's 7. Johnny Acid. What a sick puppy. Okay, so the dart truck. Let's go back to that. He's trying to go up a hill empty.
Yeah, he jackknifed.
What hill? What
It
road?
wasn't a really big one either, but it was too big for him, apparently.
What road?
Coming back to the terminal, it's Ruppsville Road.
Ruppsville Road. I've been on that. Sure.
There's a guy stuck up here where I need to turn.
Yeah. You know
Come
what?
on.
First a 7-year-old on a bicycle, now a car. Johnny, your day's just going bad.
Buddy, get the...
Johnny.
Oh, get out of my way!
Johnny.
See, I'm trying to go uphill, and this guy stopped standing in my freaking lane.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, my God.
And you actually have a Class A CDL. I'm glad that
Yes, I do.
I'm glad that you stay calm during situations like this, Johnny. I'd hate to see you in a big truck losing it.
Oh, believe me, it only took me about 6 months to become a trucker.
So, Johnny, the dart truck, he jackknifed. Did you see him actually jackknife, or was he jackknife when you came by?
Oh, no, I saw him. As soon as I saw him trying to turn onto Ruppsville Road, because, there's like this little on-ramp thing, I said to myself, I hope he has weight, which, of course, he didn't. And he turned the wheel and went straight. So, there he is. He's still there.
What, the dart? Take some pictures. Send me a picture.
No, you know what?
What?
It's a different one. Same place, different truck. You want a picture?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Give me a pic.
All right, hold on.
Go ahead, Johnny Acid. I'm going to hold on for you.
Hold on a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got to know Johnny Acid's back, and he is unchained. Johnny Acid, and in fact, I should call this show Johnny Acid on Crack. Johnny was a little wild to handle back then. Look at him now. Now he's got a Class A CDL. What does that make him? Johnny Acid. He's getting me a picture of a jackknife truck. Hopefully nobody's hurt. Oh, Johnny Acid. Ruth Ann's not with us today. We'll get her on the show a little later. you get me some
and because I stopped to take the picture, I'm now stuck.
Yeah, that's good. That's not a big deal. Hey, you got it. The things you do for the show, Johnny, we appreciate them.
Yeah, now I'm stuck.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Back up and just get started.
I'm going downhill. You think I wouldn't be stuck?
Are you going downhill backwards or are you going downhill upwards?
Upwards.
I mean, forward downhill. So Johnny asked.
Come on.
Johnny, we got to keep this show interesting. I can't have you fighting with the traffic. Although they.
Wait, hold on. I'm unstuck now. Sort of.
So the dart truck was jackknifed. Were you actually seen? This is why you need a dash cam. You actually seen him jackknife.
Yeah, I saw him jackknife. Yeah, he went to go straight, or turn, and then he went straight. Then he tried to pull it around, and he got even more stuck. Wow, is he stuck?
This is why I'm going to send you one of my dash cams. I'm just going to have you hook it up, and you're going to just.
Oh my God, is he stuck? He's got a snow shovel out. Oh wait, hold on. Come on. Oh.
What do you?
Okay, I made it into Tillman Street somehow. I just plowed through like 2 feet of snow.
Oh. Who's stuck? What truck is it? Is it a Swift truck?
No. It's a red truck. I just took a picture of it. I'll send it over to you.
Send it over. I'll post it for everybody to see. So what else did you see this week, Johnny Acid? Anything else interesting?
Well, on the milk side, one of the farmer, wasn't the farmer. There's the one farm that I go to. In order to get out, you have to open the gate. And when you do, you have to be careful because actually you don't open it, he does, but he wasn't there, so I opened it. And I let about 30 cows out when they were roaming all over Lancaster County in the snow. So anyway, the farmer wasn't too thrilled having to. There's another one. There's another tractor trailer up here.
Get a picture. You should be videoing.
You know what? I don't know if I can because there's a hill there. There's a whole bunch of trucks. They're all piled up here.
Wow. Go ahead, get a picture of the pileup.
Okay, let me see if I can do this.
Hey, you know what? How about we hang up and you do a quick video for me? Do like a 1 minute video
I can't. I'm driving. Hold on. Let me just take pictures.
Pull over.
Wow, they're all over the place. These trucks. Hold on.
Wow, I need video of that.
I can't do it.
Johnny, I said, why don't you let me?
I'm just taking a bunch of pictures right now.
I know, but I should let you out the phone. You should turn around and do a video.
I can't. If I lose my momentum, I'm never getting up this hill. That's the problem.
All right.
Really? Oh my God.
Johnny S.
Wow. Come on, asshole, move. Yeah, if I lost my momentum, I'd be stuck on the hill.
Watch the asshole turn around and it's your wife.
Yeah.
Hi, honey.
Oh, she was just calling me. Anyway, I should probably go. I'm going to send you the pictures. And I'll be able to tell you more later because I'm really trying to focus on not getting killed right now.
All right, give me a call. I want to finish this show up.
All right, I will. County Moore.
Yeah, listen, before we get started, I got a question for you, and I want you to answer me very honest. Do you feel like a little schoolgirl that's about to pee her pants because the varsity football quarterback looked at her and smiled? Johnny Acid, the one and the only.
I feel that way every day I get up, so why would today be any different?
Like a little girl. Johnny Acid. Johnny Acid, it's been so long. How you doing?
Good. The first thing I want to do is refute all of the rumors out there about my untimely demise.
Well, Johnny, just want to tell you about that. I mean, for some reason, somebody put out a rumor that you were killed in our backyard, right, and buried back there. And then the cats kind of dug you up, and then, like, they said Troy and Ruth Ann reburied you. I have no idea who started that.
No. I mean, actually, I was out one night, and I don't know. I blacked out, and I woke up in a
in a prison in Mexico. So I'm not sure how I got there.
Do you have a scar over your kidneys?
Yeah, you know what? I do, actually. And I've been stuck down there. I couldn't get back across the border, of course, until Biden took over. And now I just walked right across the border. So.
Okay, well, now remember, Johnny S., you haven't been on the show in a year and a half. We don't get political on the show. But I do have a question for you because, or not a question, but a statement. From what we had actually heard that you were found in like a real seedy part of town with like a needle in your arm with some hookers or something like that, and you had overdosed. I mean, there was all kind of ways that you died. And so almost like a soap opera, like General Hospital or The Guiding Light, we're bringing you back on the show. We've resurrected the one, the only Johnny Acid. And folks, I want you to know something about Johnny Acid. When Johnny Acid was on the show for all those years, Johnny Acid was not a trucker. He had maybe a little bit of trucking experience because he was a dock foreman, He's one of those guys that was the boss on a dock. But now, Johnny Acid, what is your position? Tell the audience, tell everybody, okay, what Johnny Acid's been doing for almost 2 years.
Well, I like to refer to myself as Big Daddy Trucker. See, I've been behind the wheel of a rig for the last couple of years, and I'm somewhat of an expert at this point.
Yeah, you're like most of today's generation. A couple months on the road, and you know it all. But Johnny Acid, you got at least 18 months, right? Is that where you're at? 18 months now?
At the same company, can you believe it?
18 months with the same company, and tell them what kind of truck or trailer you're pulling.
I pull a 45-foot tank. I pick up milk out at farms, and I take it to the dairy.
So you milk the cows, and then you fill. What's that again?
Yes, I do.
So you sit there milking them all morning, and then you fill the tank up. And how do you fill it up? Do you use a cup or like a hose? How do you do it?
Johnny has a big hose that you attach to the small tank inside the milk house, and then you suck out the milk, and it goes into your tank, and then you take your tank to the bigger tank at the dairy, and then you unload it.
Okay, so enough of this boring stuff. So bottom line is, Johnny Acid, you're back. You're driving a tractor trailer. You got stories from the road. We're going to talk to you here in a second about one of your stories you were telling me earlier. But I got to ask you, keep sniffing into my microphone up there in Pennsylvania, Johnny Acid. That's where you're at right now. Johnny Acid was in Florida for the last decade and a half, and him and his beautiful bride and son moved up to Pennsylvania, and they moved out to the country, and the rest is history. But why are you sniffing, Johnny Acid? You got the COVID or something?
I sure do.
Do you really?
Kicking my ass.
Are you serious? You got the COVID?
I do.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And you're still working with the COVID, or are you off?
I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, but you're doing it anyways. That's cool. So
yeah, why not?
So Johnny Acid, man, I mean, I hate to pick on you while you're sick, but, you know, it's even more fun to do it that way. Question for you, brother. You were telling me about a little incident. I'd really like the Talk CDL audience to hear this little incident of you pulling up to the farm when you first started, and the farmer gave you actual real, like, what did he say? That's real milk. It was unpasteurized.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
You know, usually I make breakfast for myself in the morning, you know, before I leave. But that particular morning, I didn't make breakfast. So when I got out to the farm, I broke open my lunchbox and started munching on some Oreos. So the farmer, he was a Mennonite guy. He goes, "Don't you drink milk with your cookies?" And I said, "Well, usually, but I don't have any." He said, "Well, we have some right here." I go, "I don't know, man. I think that's a bad idea because, you know, little lactose intolerant, you know what I mean?" Anyway, he talked me into it. So I had a big glass, and I had about 14 farms that day. So I had about a 14-hour day. By the time I got to the second farm, I was going off like Mount St. Helens.
What do you mean going off? Your sphincter was opened up like a big hose?
Oh, yeah, I was going into spasm. And, you know, those farms, they don't have bathrooms. All you have is the barn, right?
So what you're telling us is the real milk gave you the runs.
Oh, my God, yes. Both ends, actually.
And you're out, and we should actually tell everybody also, when you're out in Pennsylvania farmland, you can go a half hour without seeing anything out there except cows and fields and a barn. So there's nowhere really to go to the bathroom, is there, Johnny Acid?
Well, the farms aren't that far apart, so all you have to do is squeeze your cheeks and make it to the next barn. That's all you have to do.
Okay,
But I learned 2 valuable lessons that day.
Let's hear them.
Number 1, don't drink raw milk.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Number 2, don't squat behind a cow.
Why would happen?
You can't crab walk fast enough. You get splattered.
So, Johnny,
You look like a Jackson Pollock painting.
well, what I'm interested in is tell us how like the one farmer's kids came walking in the barn, and there you were squatted down with taking a squirt, a dump, whatever you call it.
I think the authorities are still looking for me.
No, Johnny, I said let's not make this about anything weird, okay? I mean,
Yeah, there were a couple of Mennonite kids. Fortunately, I was squatting somewhere where they couldn't see me.
okay, but it did scare you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's the thing in the world I want is some kids seeing me,
so you are truly
unloading my freight.
Yeah, you were backed into the dock.
Yeah, it was definitely touch freight. That's all I'm saying.
So Johnny, here you are. You're now a trucker, official. I mean, you literally drive an 18-wheeler. Yeah, and is your truck a day cab or does it have a sleeper?
It's a 10-speed Mack day cab.
A 10-speed Mack day cab. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what year is the truck?
In all fairness, my truck used to be a 10-speed. It's like a 5-speed now because I think I've ruined about 5 of the gears.
Oh, okay. So your fans want to know all about this, Johnny Acid. You're now trucking. You got 18 months into it. You were on the trucking show for a couple years. How do you actually like being a trucker now?
Oh, it's great. I love it, man. You got the open road. You got the wind in your hair. No boss telling you what to do. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm digging it for now.
Well, I mean, and let's be honest, you were in sales most of your life. And so going from the sales scene, the pressure scene, to, just driving a rig out there by yourself out in the farmlands, it's got to be pretty relaxing.
Yeah, I mean, it was perfect for me because I pretty much hate everyone, and now I don't really have to deal with anyone. So it's the perfect job for me. Although I will say this, and I'm sure there's a lot of drivers out there that know exactly what I'm going to say. I used to be like the calmest driver on the road. Like nothing would bother me.
I remember you drove like a girl, or actually you drove like a 90-year-old girl. I remember that. Like you didn't.
Let me tell you something.
You never even hit the speed limit.
I run over everyone I see. Like I want to run over every car on the road because everyone's pissing me off all the time.
So you went from mellow Johnny Acid to like out of control Johnny Acid because of the four-wheelers.
Some days, yeah.
Isn't that, and you were telling me there's other truckers even that piss you off.
Oh my God, truckers can be the biggest a-holes out there.
So
I'm telling you.
Okay, well, let's hear it, Johnny. Talk to us.
Well, everybody goes past. You come up to the intersection, you got to make a right, and you've got the light, and some a-hole always comes up past the line. You get used to that. It's not a big deal. But once in a while, you run into some jerk that will pull way up. You make this swing. He's not backing up. He puts his window down. He starts cursing you out. Back up. I'm like, screw you. I'm on the clock, buddy. I'll pop the air brakes, put my feet up on the dash, and have my lunch. I don't care.
So you really have gone from under the. Now, are you hitting the speed limit, or are you still, at least driving slow like you always did?
Well, I guess it depends on the day, If I got a nice casual day, I usually go the speed limit, maybe a little bit less. But let's just say there's a couple days out there where I might just, drop the hammer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now your nickname's still Johnny Acid. So is Johnny Acid getting random drug screens? And of course,
I haven't, believe it or not, I haven't gotten one since I've been there.
Yeah.
Except the start. That was it.
Yeah. So you haven't had a chance to test positive then?
Well, I'm still working, so no.
Yeah. All right. Old Johnny Acid, man. What a time. Johnny, honestly and truly, man, I'm really glad you went and started trucking. Now you know exactly what we've all gone through.
Oh yeah, it can be a real nightmare sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
But you're home every day, though. So, I mean, it's a little different than, like, most of our audience are over-the-road guys. So, they may write in and say, yeah, I see Johnny's got a sissy job, home every day. And they might...
You know what? Anyone who wants to try my job for a day, I'll take the over-the-road job. Put it on cruise control, your little Volvo, and turn the steering wheel. Anyone can do that.
Yeah.
try backing into some of these farms. You're off road, buddy. Your axle sunk up to the mud sometimes.
Yeah.
And you got to get out in the rain, the cold. You work on holidays, weekends.
Oh, you actually have to work?
So, believe it or not, you have to get out of the truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of sissy drivers out there that all they want to do is sit on their fat ass behind the wheel. They don't want to.
Johnny, let's not chase the audience away.
Is it dropping hook? Is it dropping hook? Is it no touch free?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And let's face it. If it doesn't have 3 pedals, it ain't a truck. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just that's a sissy truck.
Is yours a stick shift, Johnny?
We do have some automatics, but I prefer the 10-speed.
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. And so now you're up in the Allentown area right now. Is it bitter cold up there? I mean, you went from Florida to Pennsylvania. I mean, that's gotta suck.
We had sleet today. I'm off today, but we had sleet, so it was pretty slick out there. I talked to one of my cohorts. He was sliding all over the place.
Wow.
I'll probably need a kidney transplant, though. I don't know if any of those truckers out there drove a day cab Mac, but it'll rattle your teeth loose.
Yeah, one of those old Mac. What year truck is it?
Well, hell, I don't know.
Okay.
A couple of years, I guess.
It's a couple of years. Well, at least you're driving one. That's we're going to give you points for that. So now, Johnny, do you have anything else that you want to know? This is your first day back on the show, and of course, we're going to have to edit half the stuff out that you said already. But what I'd like to ask you is there any advice now that you're a trucker? Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of truckers, we have a lot of truckers that listen to the show. The question that they have for you, okay, does Johnny Acid have any advice of the week in to help their driving skills? Like, can you give somebody with 40 years, can you make them better? Can you do that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been doing this long enough now where I can give some helpful hints out there, not only to the new drivers, but the old timers too.
Yeah. What do you got for the old guys that maybe they thought they seen it all, but Johnny Acid with his 18 months now can really be the authority in trucking? What do you got?
Well,
how about some you have some backing advice?
Before you pull out from underneath the trailer, make sure that the landing gear is down.
Down or up?
Make sure it's down before you pull out from under it, and make sure you disconnect the air hoses too. I learned that the hard way.
Acid, I was going to say, Acid, why are you giving that advice? Do you know something firsthand about it?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you dropped the trailer.
The good news is I work for a company that. I put it this way: I've got good job security because the only way you're going to get fired from where I work is if you roll your truck onto a van full of nuns. I mean, pretty much it.
I mean, and there are some guys that have rolled it over and still have a job, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and let's be honest. How many guys have cell phone tickets where you work?
Oh my God! There's like three pages. The one guy has like 7 violations, and he's still working.
He's still there. Wow.
Yeah, he's still there.
You know what's funny? I know everybody's probably going, these guys are like making this crap up. This is true shit. It is.
It really it is. It's true.
I mean, I know it is because you've told me, and you never lie.
That's correct.
Yeah. So your advice to these old timers is before you pull out, when you disconnect your trailer, I want you guys that are 40 years plus experience to hear this. Johnny Acid is telling you, before you pull out from underneath that rig, make sure your landing gear is down. That is advice from Johnny Acid, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good. Some guys might forget. They've been doing it for so long. It's easy to miss that step.
Yeah. So that's good advice. And Johnny, maybe each week you can come up with some advice to make these old timers better truckers.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's at least 1 or 2 of them out there that's going to listen to this and they're going to be like, you know what? I'm glad he told me that.
Johnny Acid saved me from dropping a trailer.
That's right.
Yeah. And how about, here's some advice, never pet a burning dog. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I like to give advice too, Acid. But that's awesome.
Believe me.
Listen, man, we are so glad you're back, Johnny Acid. I mean that sincerely. Like, for a long time, we thought you were dead. We tried to kill you, and we thought the hookers got you. But anyways, here you are back on the show. How do you feel? Are you glad to be back? I mean, for real.
Oh yeah, 100%. And getting back to what we talked about at the beginning, too, there's one litmus test that's going to prove that I'm not the imposter.
Okay, let's hear it.
Your ratings will double.
Oh yeah, yeah. I figured.
Absolutely.
I figured they'd double up.
I'm going to bring your show back to life.
Yeah, and if you do, what we were paying you before, we're gonna double it. We're gonna if you're doubling the ratings, we're gonna double pay you for what you.
$2, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I might not be on the show after that then.
Yeah,
I might just retire.
Yeah, you're gonna go out and buy a new home.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, listen, man, I'm going to let you go here, Johnny Acid, because I've got some things I'm doing here in the studio tonight. I wanted to call and say hi to you. I wanted to welcome you back personally, and I heard you were alive. You know, I was jumping for joy. You know, we cried for all that time that you were gone, thinking, you know, that you were gone, and now you're back. I mean, just imagine finding out, like, somebody you really care about is alive when you thought he was dead, and, you know, to find out. So you weren't really, you know, in a seedy part of town with a needle in your arm overdosing. You were in Mexico where you found a scar in your kidney.
There's a lot of theories out there about this. I've heard the old needle in the arm thing, and that's absolutely not true. Seedy part of town, yes. The needle was actually in my leg.
between your toes.
There's a distinction there.
Yeah.
I want to make that clear. So.
All right, Acid. I mean, it's glad you're back. We'll
I would have liked to been a fly on the wall to listen to my eulogy at my funeral.
Yeah, I had tears. It was bad.
I'm sure there was a lot of sobbing going on.
Oh yeah, they couldn't control my crying.
Yeah, I'll bet.
It was horrible. Oh my gosh, they had to get me oxygen. But anyways, you're back. So I mean, whoo, man, whew. Glad you're alive, Johnny.
Well, for now, I mean, the COVID might kill me tomorrow, so you better put me back on the show again soon. I could be dead next week. Who knows?
Johnny, if you go in the hospital, make sure you ask for a ventilator.
Not only that.
Yeah, because the ventilator is where people really survive on.
Okay, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll keep my phone with me, too, and I'll videotape my last breath so you can put it on the show. Anything for ratings.
Johnny, I will tell you, though, for real, like, I made a joke about the COVID, like, 8 months ago, and one guy said he's never going to listen to the show again. So, I mean, honestly, I had the COVID. I did. You know, I'm sorry. I am sorry for people that died over it. I am sorry for anybody that dies over anything. But, you know, the day we can't make light or joke about something, I mean, everything on this planet is if you look at comedy, is joked about. And the day you can't make a joke about the COVID and somebody's that sensitive, they're going to turn you off. Well, I say goodbye, you know?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I think you mentioned earlier that my wife is your sister, and we can't use those terms. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm offended by that.
I said your wife was your sister.
And she's your sibling.
No, I
don't want. It's not gender specific.
Right. What's that?
We got to be sensitive to our crowd out there because I know how these truckers can get offended easily.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are. But I didn't say your wife was my sister. I said your wife was your sister.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, I didn't. It's not a big deal. So, all right. Well, listen, Acid. Do me a favor. Make sure you stay in touch. You know, we're gonna try to get you on every week. It'll be great. Hear some tales from the road by Johnny Acid that only he can tell. I mean, that's awesome. Now, of course, people write in and say, you know, kick his ass back off. I mean, then we gotta let you go.
Well, you know, if anyone does call in or whatever, maybe they'll have a list of questions for me about
skills,
some helpful hints that, you know, they can pick my brain is what I'm saying, and I'll be glad to help them out in any way that I can and try and advance their careers. I'll pull them out of the doldrums that they're in and make them success stories.